hey, Trump is making you people look stupid, or Trump supporters, you fake ass patriots. You can't see that. You should be embarrassed right now with the things y'all are out there on the social medias posting. I know you probably are. Well, no, you can't be. It's impossible. But anyway, look, I saw this coming. All right, I saw it coming. Donald F. and Trump there, what he did was he woke up in the middle of the night, or he never went to sleep because all that Adderall was still coursing through his veins, But anyway, he was laying up there and he had to make him a big old stinky or something, or he already did. He was getting his diaper changed on, and he used that opportunity because he'd been thinking about it. He was like, man, I'm really in over my head right here with this whole war thing that I did. And I don't know what to do about it because part of my people are mad at me about it now because they was going around saying no new wars this whole time. And here I went and drug us into a damn war, So he's trying to figure all this out, rationalize with it up in his brain bucket, and so he gets this idea. He says, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go out there and post on my Truthless Social that I negotiated a peace deal. The best peace deal ever. The biggest one right there. And we're going to call it the 12-Day War. And I'm going to get me a Nobel Peace Prize out of this right here just by putting it on the Truthless Social there. And when I seen it, I was like, oh, no, that's a big old fat lie right there. I hope they don't go out there and embarrass themselves and start bragging on Donald F. and Trump's peace deal. Y'all did it anyway. You couldn't help yourselves. And it was a big lie. You should know that whenever he posts something on his Truthless Social, it's a lie is what that is. And if he opens his mouth and words fall out of it, it's a lie. That's what that is. Y'all need to start figuring that out. If you were capable of being embarrassed, you would be. I guarantee you would. But anyway, I knew it was a big old lie, and I was like, man, I hope they don't go out there bragging on him. And y'all did. You couldn't help yourselves. You're up on the social medias immediately, and you're talking about Daddy Trump. Old Daddy Trump. I know it sounds ridiculous when I say that, don't it? It does sound ridiculous. Now imagine what it sounds like coming out of your mouth. I'm not the one that's got his name tattooed on my body. I don't have that. In fact, I saw one of your MAGA chicks. She had a nice butt crack, by the way. And, but she had a picture, Donald F. and Trump, Krasnov, tattooed right over the top of her butt crack. Dang sure did. And that was a pretty butt crack. Now it's a horrible butt crack. You can never fix that butt crack anymore. Viagra can't fix that butt crack now. It ruined herself, what she did. But anyway, if you think it sounds funny when I say it, boy, you should hear y'all say it because y'all literally call the man daddy. Anyway, so y'all believed this nonsense, and you went out there talking about, what do you think about it now, you libtards? Donald F. and Trump, he just negotiated the best peace deal ever negotiated in the world, y'all. He did it. And I'm like, no, he didn't. See, because the boom booms were still flying, the missiles are still flying all over the place, and the Iranians come out and said that there ain't been no peace deal, and then the Israelis come out and said there ain't no peace deal. What it was Donald F. and Trump. He lied to all of y'all is what he did. He does it all the time. Nobody else believed him in the world except you. Anyway, he's a big liar. And see, this wouldn't happen if he didn't just jump into that war like that unnecessarily. We spent $20 million per boom boom that we dropped there. That we dropped 14 of them is what we did. That's $280 million. And I know how you don't like spending our taxpayer dollars on war. You made that real clear with the whole Ukrainian thing there. We need to be spending that money back here at home, taking care of the homeless and the veterans. Because I know that money means a lot to you right there. So I know that probably upset you that we spent $280 million. For what though, y'all? What did we get at? A lot, y'all. We turned big rocks into little rocks. That's what we did. We dropped $280 million worth of bombs to take big rocks and make them littler is what we did with that right there, because they kept all of their uranium. They moved it because Donald F. and Trump told him what he was going to do, So anyway, they moved all that. So we've got a bunch of little rocks over there that we made out of $280 million. But anyway, the thing is he outright lied about that by thinking that if he said it, it would be true. That's the same thing y'all do all the time. You say something and you think just because you say it, it makes it true. the world don't work that way, y'all. It just don't. We don't live in a cartoon. We are actual real people right here on a real planet. This big old ball of dirt spinning in space. That's where we're at. Things are real. You can't just say something and make it true. And neither can Donald F. and Trump. Like I said, if he says it, it means it's a lie, y'all. Y'all live in an upside down world. I don't know if you know that. Magadonia, upside down world. The rest of us are looking at you like you're stupid while you're thinking, wow, this world right here is pretty crazy. Nobody in the world thinks like we do, except we do, but we're the only ones that are right. And everybody else is wrong. That's because you're upside down. That's what it is. We can see that. But anyway, speaking of upside down, Marjorie Taylor Greene is out there speaking out against this war, y'all. She sounds like one of them damn liberals out there. She's talking about that Fox faking news, brainwashing boomers. She said that the Fox faking news is going to be brainwashing the boomers. She's right about that. And I agreed with Marjorie Taylor Greene when she said that. I was like, wow, this is an upside down world for real, So anyway, look, y'all embarrassed yourselves. See, what Donald F. and Trump did, went out there, kicked the beehive is what he did. And see, now them bees are swarming up on him, and he don't know what to do. Now, he got up there on the TVs, though, in front of a bunch of reporters while he was flying off in his helicopter to go over there to the NATOs so that he can beg them to try to talk some sense into him, ask them for advice on how he can stop this thing that he created after he kicked that beehive. Well, he told them reporters that Israel and Iran, they've been fighting so long, they don't know what the F they're doing, he said. And I'm like, no, man, that's more part of this upside down world you're living in. You don't know what the F you're doing. You are a little boy on a big boy stage, and I think it's starting to dawn on him. I think the man's scared to death. I do believe he is. Hey, those assassinations that the Iranians said they're going to pull off on him, I bet they double down on it now, you know what I mean? So anyway, he's scared. He wants to think that if he puts something on Truthless Social, it'll come true. It don't work that way. And look, all of you people that are out there posting stuff on your social medias about what a master 5D chess player is, he negotiated. Don't repeat stuff that Donald Trump puts on his Truthless Social. Like I said, it's making you look stupid. So don't do that, y'all. You already look stupid. Lacking any integrity whatsoever, because you literally did spend the last many years talking about no new wars, and now then you're defending this war. That the only thing it accomplished was literally turning big rocks into little rocks. So if you've got any 18 to 25-year-old children or grandchildren, go ahead and sign them up, because the next thing is regime change over there. And Donald F. and Trump Krasnoff is already floating that idea. See, I posted a video about that just yesterday morning saying that is going to be the plan. Regime change. That's boots on the ground. That's full-blown war. Okay, so how about this? Since you now support war, you don't no longer support the philosophy of no new wars, but we do. Go ahead and sign your kids up and your grandkids up and send them over there, okay? Put them on the front lines, all right? Inmate Trump.